Hello, welcome to my 5th video. Today we are going to talk about the Google Chrome dinosaur game. You can play the game by going to a website while on airplane mode in Google Chrome. The game was released in 2014. During the game, the dinosaur continuously moves from left to right across a black and white desert landscape, with the player attempting to avoid oncoming obstacles such as cacti and pterosaurs by jumping or ducking. Pressing space, the up arrow key, or tapping the dinosaur on mobile devices will cause the dinosaur to jump. Pressing the down arrow key will either cause the dinosaur to duck or fall faster depending on if the button is pressed mid-air. As the game progresses, the speed of play gradually increases until the user hits an obstacle, prompting an instant game over. I don't know what else to say about the game, so now it's time to talk about discontinued Google services. You have probably heard of Google+. Google+ was a social network owned and operated by Google until it ceased operations in 2019. It released on June 28, 2011 and discontinued on April 2, 2019. Google+ was the company's fourth foray into social networking, following Google Buzz, introduced 2010, retired in 2011, Google Friend Connect, introduced 2008, retired in March 2012, and Orchid, introduced 2004, retired in September 2014. Google+ was introduced in June 2011. Features included the ability to post photos and status updates to the stream or interest-based communities. Group different types of relationships, rather than simply friends, into circles, a multi-person instant messaging, text and video chat called Hangouts, events, location tagging, and the ability to edit and upload photos to private cloud-based albums. Now I'm talking about Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts was a cross-platform instant messaging service developed by Google. It originally was a feature of Google+ in 2011, becoming a standalone product in 2013. When Google also began integrating features from Google+ Messenger and Google Talk into Hangouts. Google then began integrating features of Google Voice, its internet telephony product, into Hangouts, stating that Hangouts was designed to be the future of voice. In 2017, Google began developing two separate enterprise communication products, Google Meet and Google Chat, as a part of its Google Workspace Office suite. Google began transitioning Workspace users from Hangouts to Meet and Chat in June 2020. Subsequently, Gmail users transitioned from Hangouts to Meet and Chat during 2021. And Hangouts was discontinued on November 1, 2022. In other words, Google Hangouts was released in May 15, 2013 and discontinued in November 1, 2022. Now I'm talking about Google Jamboard. Google Jamboard was a digital interactive whiteboard developed by Google to work with Google Workspace, formerly known as G Suite. On September 28, 2023, Google announced they plan to shut down Google Jamboard after December 31, 2024. 3 months before the shutdown, Google Jamboard became view-only. In other words, Google Jamboard was released on May 23, 2017 and was discontinued on January 1, 2025. Now it is time to talk about the history of the Mac Pro. The Mac Pro was released in August 7, 2006 but discontinued in March 26, 2026. The first generation of the Mac Pro featured an aluminum case that was derived from that of the Power Mac G5. The few external differences included a second optical drive bay, new 1/0 port configurations, and a rearranged power supply and fan arrangement in the rear of the machine. The Mac Pro was around for 19 years, 7 months, and 20 days. Now it's time to talk about things that were discontinued in 2019. The original Angry Birds game was released on December 11, 2009, but was discontinued in early 2019. The PlayStation Vita was released in Japan on December 17, 2011 and discontinued on March 1, 2019. The Wii Shop channel was released on November 19, 2006, but discontinued in January 30, 2019. Now I'm talking about things that discontinued in 2014 similar to the PlayStation Vita. The PlayStation Portable was released in Japan on December 12, 2004, but discontinued in December 2014. The Nintendo Wi-Fi connection was released on November 14, 2005 and discontinued on May 20, 2014. What am I going to talk about next? We don't have time to talk about more things. So see you in the next video.